What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your brewmaster in chief. And tonight in the BrewLab, I'm looking at Jund Werewolves. This tribal trip that I've been on. Don't even ask me why I started down this path, but once you start, you can't stop, and I'm determined to get to the bottom of this. I think I've almost already come to a conclusion. Rakdos is probably the best. I beg your pardon. Gruul, so the color combination green and red, is probably the best. I mean, it's where the most synergy is at, but there is definitely something to be said about Naya, which we already played recently. There's definitely something to be said about Mardu, which is probably going to be tomorrow's. Temur, I've been playtesting it. Little less explosive than I thought, but there's some potential there for sure. Jund. Well, yeah, and there's also Rakdos, but Jund is what I'm looking at tonight. The Rakdos one is pretty special. You guys are gonna like that one. I've taken anyway. I'm not gonna spoil it. You'll have to watch tomorrow's video. Tomorrow's probably either gonna be Rakdos or Temur. We'll have to. I'll decide. I'm gonna play test them all day tomorrow and then make up my mind. But for tonight, we're looking at Jund. And the reason to splash black in a deck like this is to have a little bit of removal, first of all, but secondly it's to run the only black werewolf that we've got that's decent, which is the Graveyard Trespasser. And I think this is going to be, again, kind of like with the Simic, a case of you could run some werewolves, the good ones, in a Jund list without it being entirely Werewolf Tribal, and it'll probably end up being better just as a Jund list with some werewolves in than a fully tribal deck. I'm gonna be, Jund is looking really solid. If you guys don't know who Croakies is yet, go and give him a follow because he's a friggin' beast. He does best of 3 content, which is a little bit more tedious to watch. But he's an incredible deck builder, and he's been fiddling around with Jund over the last couple of days, and it's been performing like crazy. And Reckless Stormseeker is like a house in that deck. But instead of having maybe Arlinn, you could just run the Immerstrom Predator and go a little bit more mid-rangey Jund vibes, and it looks, and he's running the usual, just Pure Sentinel, Magda, the Innkeeper, a little bit of Treasure Ramp, Kalane into the late game stuff, and we'll probably discover by the end of tonight's stream that that's the better way to go. But like I said, we're on this tribal trip, and I need to get to the bottom of it. So here we go. I'm going to do the usual, run the deck list for you guys from left to right, sort of describe the various playlines and interactions, and then what our win cons are, of course, and then we'll jump into some gameplay footage. I'm going to go straight onto the Mythic ladder. I'm actually sitting on 70% win rate with this deck on the ranked ladder for now. On 10 games, I believe. Let me just go double check that. I don't want to give you some false stats. Jund Wolves, 70% win rate, 10 games. So 7 wins, 3 losses. I'm actually kind of surprised. I think I might have just been, don't want to toot my own horn too much. But it was probably due to the fact that I played better than most of my opponents, and that I got a little lucky. But the deck is actually really good because it's got most of what makes the Rakdos list good, and just a little bit of extra removal, and we get to have some graveyard hate in the form of Graveyard Trespasser. So, Graveyard Trespasser. Okay, wait, let's start from the top. We all know Snakeskin Veil, protect our big creatures, our important creatures. Probably save it to protect things like your Tovolar, your Huntmaster, maybe your turn 2 Naturalist, if you need to, keep it on the field to then ramp into your other guys if you're not getting enough lands, that sort of thing. But so 4 copies of Snakeskin Veil. I think it's just such a good card. Also to be used on during attacking. You put it on a trampler, that the opponent is targeting at instant speed during combat, and you can make it so that it doesn't get removed and it grows even bigger. So if they do have a blocker, you're still going to get through for that final damage, and it's just an all-round good card. Next up, Light Up the Night. This card is now, I'm starting to finally figure out how it works. For those of you who are avid watchers of the channel, you would have noticed last night that I made a huge mistake on the last game. I could have, casted from exile, from the graveyard for the flashback cost, which requires you to use Planeswalker loyalty as the X instead of mana. And I could have won that last game, and my excuse is I was a little tired and I didn't quite read the card properly. I could have played the Arlinn I had in my hand +1 to 5 and then Light Up the Night, but that's neither here nor there. It is a really good removal piece. It scales well into the late game. Often you can just go face for those last 5-6 points of damage instead of trying to, if you're playing against a control deck, you get, all your important big creatures have been removed. You've got no card draw left. You're down to those last few cards in your hand. As long as you've kept the Light Up the Night and you've got all the mana that you would usually have towards the late game, you can just go straight for the dome and end the game that way, which is really, really nice. Next up, Infernal Grasp, the new 2-mana instant speed removal that everybody's playing. I'm not too sure I like it so much. Just losing 2 life is pretty intense, especially in a deck like this that has no life gain whatsoever. It can come back and bite you in the ass, but it is instant speed and it is only 2 mana, so it is pretty good. I'm still undecided on this card. I honestly prefer Poison the Cup for the scry, and it's also instant speed, and it can be cast for 2 mana if you foretell it, but the 3-drop slot here is just so clogged up with all the werewolves that I just opted for Infernal Grasp instead, just to give it a whirl, see how it runs in the deck, and so far so good. It hasn't ever been, I've never ever, in those 10 games I've played on the ladder, ended up killing myself or not being able to cast it because I don't have enough life to play with. So let's keep it going and see how it turns out by the end of the stream. Next up, Outland Liberator, just a great all-round enchantment and artifact removal card, which can either you cast it and sack it straight away for a total cost of 3 mana. You can get rid of any target artifact or enchantment. But if it is nighttime, then you can do that just by attacking with the Trap Breaker. And what I really like doing with this is actually attacking into a player who has treasure tokens and killing their treasures. It's pretty sweet. But it's really just in there to get rid of those pesky, class enchantments. So a couple of copies, it's not maybe enough, but I'm kind of strapped for space. We could maybe go down to 2 Arlinns, maybe drop Snakeskin Veil to increase the number, maybe drop Tovolar altogether, but it's just, I love this card so much, I don't like doing so. We'll see. We're going to discuss as the stream progresses and decide on some adjustments if necessary by the end. And as always, I'm going to make sure that the most up-to-date version is what I end up leaving in the description of the video down below, where there's also an Ether Hub link which you can go check out the deck and copy it directly from there as well. Next up, Ranger class. This is one of those ones where like I might just trim a Snakeskin Veil and go up an extra Ranger class, because it is really good in this deck to kind of grow your slightly smaller werewolves in the beginning. You know, I'd like to do this too. Maybe we can just do that. Yeah, let's try like this, and then I might switch back along the way. I've been thinking about doing that for so long. It's just I really value my removal and Snakeskin Veils, and I don't know what else I could trim, but the fact that I only had 2 of these each in the deck was making it feel a little bit weird, and I wasn't getting them when I needed them. So this might be the way to go actually, and just you know, rely on Infernal Grasp more for my removal than Light Up the Night, as it is instant speed. So 3 now we've gone down to 3 each. So Ranger class, Werewolf Pack Leader. You know, amazing cards from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. The playline that I've already described, it feels like hundreds of times at this point, where you play Werewolf Pack Leader on turn 2, and then you play Reckless Stormseeker on turn 3. Give Stormseeker haste and +1/+0, so it becomes a 3/3. You're then attacking for 6, which activates the Pack Tactics ability on the Werewolf Pack Leader, which means you're attacking for 6 and drawing a card on turn 3. Really, really powerful stuff. Then the Kessig Naturalist, which is also got the Lord of the Uldenwald on the backside, which is our Wolf and Werewolf Lord Anthem effect. Gives all of our Wolves and Werewolves +1/+1, and also whenever it attacks, you can pick either red or green and add that mana to your mana pool, and it stays there until the end of your turn. So steps and phases, doesn't matter, it stays there till the end. Oftentimes you pick green to keep up a Snakeskin Veil during combat or whatever. So that's the 2 drops. Nothing much has changed here except for Infernal Grasp. Next up we have the Werewolves, the main sort of meat of the deck, sandwiched between the Tovolar and the Arlinn, and this lower mana stuff is all of our important werewolves. We've got Graveyard Trespasser, which is the new addition to the deck, which is making it jund. And it is a human werewolf with 2 sides, as most werewolves have. The front side, actually no, all of them do, because you know they turn into wolves at night time. It has Ward Discarded Card, which is really, really nice. I can't remember if it was Croakies or maybe it was Hello Good Game, I cannot remember, but there's 2 cards in Standard that have Ward Discarded Card written on them. One is Graveyard Trespasser and the other is the Westgate Regent, and both of them in a mono black deck or a Rakdos deck is actually really, really sweet. So gonna be brewing up something like that in the next couple of days for sure. Keep your eyes peeled for that on the channel. So aside from having Ward Discard a card, it also says that when it enters the battlefield or attacks, you exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard, and if a creature card was exiled this way, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So a little bit of graveyard hate in this format is actually phenomenal. There's so many cards, flashback cards, reanimation spells, that kind of stuff that ends up in the graveyard, or you know, even just if you've managed to remove their Lolth and they're running, you know, Blood on the Snow deck of, you know, many different types of them right now, but probably either Golgari or Orzhov. You kill their Planeswalker, they're going to Blood on the Snow the following turn and bring it back. You can attack in with Graveyard Trespasser, exile it. They have nothing left to bring back with Blood on the Snow. That might actually, you know, stop them from doing it if they've also got a few creatures on the board and they don't want to get rid of those without the added benefit of getting back their Lolth. So yeah, and then the back side of it just does the exact same thing as the front side, except everything's doubled. So you can exile up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard. Pretty much the same. It just grows a little bit, becomes a 4/4, and then makes it so it's 2 target cards from graveyards, not 1. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good, and once again, if you can, you know, play this on turn 4 and give it haste with the Reckless Stormseeker, you can, you know, swing in for 4, 5, 6. You've probably got a Werewolf Pack Leader in play at that. You know, it can be pretty good when it comes in. Exile something, give it haste, attack, exile something again. You get my where I'm going with that. It's a good card. I've got some styles that I got today with my Mastery Pass for the Reckless Stormseeker, and I haven't applied them yet to this brew, so there we go. Borderless, nice. Next up, Tovolar, the Dire Overlord. Our second card draw engine, aside from the Werewolf Pack Leader, is Tovolar, because whenever a wolf or a werewolf you control deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card. That's good enough, okay, in and of itself, but the best thing about it is that if you've, like, turn 4 you play your Tovolar, you've already, at that point, probably got a Werewolf Pack Leader and a Wolf token from the Ranger class, or a Werewolf Pack Leader and a Naturalist, or whatever. The point is that on turn 5, when you untap, if it wasn't daytime, if it wasn't nighttime and you want it to be, boom, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more wolves and werewolves, it becomes night. And then you can transform any number of human werewolves you control, which is really, really potent, because all of these new cards from Midnight Hunt are better on the night side, of course. So yeah, and then when Tovolar switches to night time, it gains an ability where you can pay X and Gruul mana, red and a green, and target wolf or werewolf you control gets +X/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. So really, really nice. Next up, we've got Arlinn, the Pack's Hope. We've already described her a lot in the last couple days because of all the Werewolf Tribal decks I've been playing, but basically it's an incredible new Planeswalker. I really like the design. You can most often bring her into play, -3, create 2 wolf creature tokens to protect her. The following turn you +1 and you start to flash in your cheaper werewolves, and that makes it so that they come into the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on them, because they all gain flash. So you can either do that straight then on your turn, or you can wait until the opponent's turn, because the little emblem that you get from +1ing Arlinn stays on the battlefield until the following turn. It says you may cast creature spells as though they had flash until your next turn. So it's really nice, because it might look like you have no blockers, but you've kept up some mana. During your opponent's turn, you flash in a Tovolar and a Reckless Stormseeker or something, and then the following turn you untap, it becomes nighttime. You -0 on the Arlinn and you swing in with the whole squad. -0 on the Arlinn makes her a 5/5 werewolf creature with trample, indestructible, and haste, which is freaking good. So yeah, that's Arlinn. Just a house all-rounder, and it allows us to cast Light Up the Night using Arlinn's loyalty if necessary. I wouldn't be running Light Up the Night in the deck if there wasn't at least one Planeswalker. There it is. And then last but not least, Tovolar. We've already talked about this one as well a lot, but I'll just quickly describe it for you again. Basically, when it ETBs, you create 2/2 green wolf creature tokens when it's on Daybound. If it comes into play and it is night, it comes into play as a 7/7. If you've got Reckless Stormseeker in play, you give it haste. Everybody attacks. Okay, that means because it's the same wording as the Graveyard Trespasser that says when it enters the battlefield or attacks. So if you can, it'll enter the battlefield, you create 2/2 green wolf creature tokens, and then you give it haste and you attack. That makes another 2. So you're getting 4 2/2s, which is 8 power plus 7. You're adding 15 power to the battlefield on one turn when you drop Tovolar on nighttime and you have a Reckless Stormseeker in play. It's insane. So yeah, I'm loving this card a lot, and it's been performing really well at the top end of the Simic ramp, slightly wolfy, splashy version that we ended up deciding was the best during the Simic Wolf day, and putting in some real work there as well. So Tovolar's Huntmaster, great card, I love it. And that's it. I mean, that's the deck. As far as mana goes, we've just got a smattering of black as far as basics is concerned, but we do have. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go down one forest. I've been doing this in all my decks now, just in case. Field of Ruin, 1 copy at least. Some of the others are running 2, but this is already quite wonky. The black 3 color decks, look how wonky this is. I mean, 2. I've been running this setup. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on what you think. Like, wherever there's a Snarl, I'll run 2 Snarls, 2 Pathways. Wherever there isn't a Snarl, I'll put in one of the new ones. So there's 2 Haunted Ridge, 2 Blightstep, Step Pathways, 2 Darkbore, Silverboar Pathways, 2 Snarls, because Golgari has a Snarl. Then Gruul, Timbercrown, Cragcrown, and Rockfall Vale too. You're getting, you get it. It makes it pretty long line there, and especially when you're running MTGA Assistant, you get this huge freaking thing on the side of your screen there. It almost feels like I'm running the Yorion deck or something, but it's been really nice to have this versatility. It's just a little bit wonky. I wonder if we're going to get any tri-lands anytime soon. I've heard some people say that we'll be getting them again in the second set from next year. I think it's the one that comes after Kamigawa. And they seem to have described it as some sort of thing where like there's this city full of demons, city of angels run by demons, like kind of mafia boss style thing, like crime syndicate families that are demons fighting out in the city. Sounds incredible. And I've heard some rumors that there'll be a tri-land in there, or some tri-lands in there, which will make playing 3-color decks a lot easier. But that's, in 6 months' time. So until then, this is how we're going to be having to run our mana for 3-color decks. It's hard, but doable. So what is the main win con? It's the usual thing, really. We're just trying to attack with wolves all the time, every turn. Attack with wolves, get rid of our opponent's important creatures and or planeswalkers, and just keep those lanes open for wolves incoming to your face every turn as much as possible. Boom, 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 until the opponent's life gets brought to 0. There's no sneaky win cons. I'm not running any man lands in this version. It's just good wolves, removal, some ways to save your good wolves, and just keep attacking. And that's the list. Let's jump into some games. Alright, at this point of the stream, as usual, I would like to ask everybody to kindly consider subscribing to the channel if they have not done so already. I am sitting on 160 something, 67, 68. We're getting really, really close to that 200 subscriber mark, at which point a giveaway will be triggered. I'm giving away a full, play set or whatever it's called of the Bob Ross lands, as well as a few other cosmetics, sleeves and whatnot. Once I hit 200 subs, the giveaway will be triggered. There is a link to the video where I explain all of that information in the description of the video down below. If you would like to be part of the giveaway, then go check out that video. You will get all the information that you need. Alright, that is nice. I hate to throw away this, but we don't have any proper. It's okay, we'll hopefully draw one later. I'm gonna go for Ranger class turn 2, or should I go for Tovolar? That is the question. I mean, for Kessig Naturalist. Looks like mono green, unfortunately. Just so strong right now. Oh, I should have played the Snarl. Ooh, Goose Rubber. That was a huge mistake. Hopefully we'll pick up a swamp or a forest next turn so I can play the Snarl. That was horrible. I mean, we can just play the Naturalist. Okay. Mono green dungeon crawling shenanigans. I can dig. Alright, let's play the Snarl and go for a Naturalist. Pass the turn. The question is, I think what I'll do is I'll play the pack leader and then attack with the Naturalist. I don't know if I want to lose it though. Okay, nice. Very nice. They're going to want to get rid of this because of Seeker's Chariot, but it's mono green. Unless they've got a fight spell, I don't see it happening anytime soon. I probably could have attacked there. Pay 1 to sacrifice. Course. They're not even playing any Snowlands, or they just haven't top deck any. The poor guy. Some version of this deck run like almost no Snowlands. Mono green is just so potent, man. It's the best. It's either mono green or mono white right now, and you know the stats don't lie. You can go check it out on any of the websites that break down the metadata. They're just so strong right now. What I really wish is that Tovolar didn't say, oh, for crying out loud, we're not going to win this at all. We don't have a sweeper. There's no way we're going to get around this pile of rubbish, ever. I don't see us doing so in any which way, shape or form, unfortunately. And we just keep top decking lands like this. It's not making it any easier. Another land. Just whatever, mate. Sure. Okay, so we're gonna get the nighttime next turn, unless they've got Blizzard Brawl onto the Tovolar somehow. This is a disaster. Not a single piece of removal, just a bunch of land. The shuffler is just fine, everybody. Just fine. Nighttime. Booyah. I'm just gonna play it out because I'm a gentleman, but this is unwinnable. Sure. Let's go for the full send. Might as well. There's no point. Put it on one of our tramplers. Dude, sure. Just, you already won the game. Just, maybe you could have just taken the damage. No, you couldn't have taken the damage. I would have won the game, but you know what I mean. All right. That's a bit frustrating. Okay. Seems like I'm getting some bad signal. 1 second, Billy. Let me just plug this phone in and put it somewhere closer to the good signal area of the house. Let me know if that's any better. Your internet's fine. It's my internet. Yeah, super laggy. Kind of strange. It wasn't doing this yesterday on the same exact connection. Just have to hope it fixes itself. Okay, just need to top deck one land and we'll be in business. Kageyuki. I'm just running a speed test as we speak. The download speed is great, but that doesn't affect a stream. I always have to look at the upload speed. Upload is fine too. I wonder why I'm getting this error on YouTube. Okay, there's our third land. Opponent seems to be playing blue tempo maybe. Could have like a bounce spell. No, Jawari. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How much do I hate this card? It's wow. I knew it. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. Blue tempo. Oh, Temur. It might be zombies. Another counter. What a lovely human being. Yeah, thanks Billy. I can see I've got the green light on the YouTubes finally. All of our wolves are in the freaking bin. Goddamn counter spells. Just ridiculous. Love another green source. We can actually keep up a Snakeskin Veil with one of these. Okay, Delver. Another red source, hey. Okay, so Temur tempo deck. Weird stuff. Opponent is running out of the cards in hand though, which is making me real happy. Okay, it's time to start getting some. Oh my god, another red land. Like, sometimes I really wonder who the hell came up with this shuffler. There's only, I mean, 4 out of the, the full 5 of our mountains in the top section of the library. I don't think he's gonna block. We might get lucky and there'll be a Stormseeker or something underneath. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take the win. Once this tribal mission is done with, I'm gonna be making my push into Mythic. I feel a little bit dirty playing mono white weenies like everybody else to get into Mythic. It almost feels like you're cheating. Or mono green. I want to get there with something that I came up with, or at least something that's a little bit unique. And not one of those aforementioned lists, so yeah, we'll have to see. That's a mulligan if I ever saw one. I hate mulliganing on the play. Let's give it a try. It's terrible mana for a turn 1, turn 2. Maybe we'll top deck a forest. Playing against the big QJ. Hello. Okay, mirror match of some kind. Ready to bet with these sleeves? Oh yes. Okay, he's going for the more rampy version. Let's get a blocker down. I need a red source, like, big time. Then we can do the play I've been talking about. No such luck. We're screwed. Ay, caramba. Shouldn't have attacked. I should have kept on my blocker with the Snakeskin Veil. The fact that we just got getting completely freaking mana screwed every game is just driving me a little bit insane. Why did I not mulligan? Pay 1, sacrifice, kill the ranger class. He doesn't even have to, you can just attack with it. Opponent has 5 mana, I've got 2. That's again. Just ridiculous. This shuffler is so busted. So busted. I've been reading lots on all the various Reddits and Facebook groups and stuff. Everyone's saying the same thing. They feel like it's gotten worse since the latest update, and I tend to agree, as well as the matchmaker. I don't know if they even modified it or it's just people feeling, you know, maybe it's just because I'm losing more than usual and I'm trying to find a reason for it, but okay, that's a lot better. Finally, first time getting to see Infernal Grasp. Okay. I wonder if he gets rid of one of the naturalists or if he goes for face. Face it is. I mean, naturalist it is. Fourth land would be phenomenal. He's got enough to... Oh, no. Another charger. There's the fourth land. Very nice.
Humans and werewolves exist. Delicate balance, but it's been upset.
Probably wishing you'd kept your Dragon's Fire for my Planeswalker, huh? Unless you got another. Where that came from. The problem is...
Back to the woods.
What's he got? Touching my Arlinn like that. What do you got? Another Dragon's Fire. Play with fire. You could have just...
The hunter becomes the hunted.
Play another goblin, activate the battle cry. Yeah. No. No attacks. No attacks at all. Goddamn goblins, mate. Oh, for fuck's sakes, man. Oh, I hate goblins. Okay. Oh, come on, man! What the fuck is wrong with this shit, dude? Last game, 2 snarls. Next game, only lands. It drives me insane, man. Fuck off. Stupid deck. I hate the goblins. Can never freaking beat them. You guys that have been watching me for a while will know that I have a serious problem beating goblins. The only deck that I reliably beat them with is Angels, where you can gain a bit of life. Otherwise, they always manage to get in underneath me, and I feel like the people that like that type of deck have been playing it for long enough now that they've figured all the little ins and outs so that they can maximize the damage output off of these little stupid 1 and 2 drops. It's enough to drive somebody insane just when you never can beat like a deck like consistently. It's the surprisingly enough, because it's pretty crap. It's not that good. Like, it's not even in the top 5 of the best decks in standard right now, and I just consistently lose against them. It's so frustrating. Okay, let's risk it again. It's a risk. Oh god, no. Anything but this shit. Yeah. Skyclave Apparition onto my Rangers class. This deck is bullshit. Like, I feel like it's just cheating. now he's got the Skyclave Apparition. He was just waiting for me to play my 3-drop so that he could have a better target for it. Ready to bet. $100. This is the new little bit of tech that they're running. People are still uncertain about how many they should run. There goes my Arlinn. It's just a bunch of really annoying cards.
Dawn approaches. I must go.
Elite Spellbinder, Skyclave Apparition, just bleh. Now he can level up his Paladin class and swing in for the kill. It's just so strong. You need to run a sweeper against this list or you are 100% screwed. Alright, well, freaking hell. 3 straight losses does not feel good at all. We got time for one more match on the stream. Ooh. My MTG just crashed. 1 second. Just total crash in the middle of the stream. Haven't had that happen before. And we're back. This tribal thing I've been on a mission to get to the bottom of is not doing so good for the viewers. Definitely had a sharp downfall in viewers, but you know, it's for science. Somebody has to do this. Blood Chief's Thirst. No. Looking like a Turgid deck. Which would be nice if they get the Lantern down and we can kill it with the Liberator. Yeah, definitely the Turgid deck. 150% guaranteed. This is a nice play which you can do. Green. Use it to level up your Ranger class. Opponent. Nice. God, this guy. Okay. Please tell me we top deck one land. Yes. Bugger off, you stupid card. Ouch. Big ouchie. Ah, for fuck's sakes. Goes for it. Nice. I wasn't expecting that. I guess he really didn't want me to get the
Feel your hair standing on end? Our hunt draws near.
Now he's starting with the soul shatters and stuff. He's gonna get some of our creatures on his side of the battlefield. I really hope he's out of good stuff to play. Okay. Okay. Nighttime, baby. Boom, boom. So finally, Graveyard Glutton making a bit of a show. You do know I can give this guy trample and kill your Turgid if you go to block that one, but you need to block something. I think I can kill him regardless of who he blocks, just by giving the right thing trample. Yeah, I think I won again. Okay, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's good. Unless he's got removal. It's highly likely. No. Maybe I good gamed too soon. Okay. Woo. Nice. Got there in the end. Good way to end the stream. Very happy about that last win. So all in all, pretty crap. We went from 70% win rate down to 56, as things tend to happen on stream. But yeah. I don't know. Jund, no bueno. I still think Gruul is better. You could, not splash, have a much better mana base, play the adversary, and have a much better, more streamlined brew. So in Werewolf Tribal, don't build Jund. It's no good. That's the verdict. The changes we made didn't really affect the game as much as I thought. We did top deck Ranger class a lot more consistently, which was kind of the point, but it didn't really make the performance of the deck that much better. So yeah, Jund Wolves is going to the discard pile. Ooh. Tomorrow night, I wish I could just skip on this tribal stuff, but I'm obsessive compulsive when it comes to this type of thing. I really need to do them all now. So it'll probably be one of these three, but keep your eyes peeled after this werewolf thing is done, because Mardu Control, Pest Massacre, I've been working on these two a lot lately, and wow. That's what I'm going to say. They're only going to get better because I'm constantly fine-tuning them. Mardu Control in particular is just... I'm loving this deck, and I haven't seen anybody else doing anything like it. It might be the one I end up pushing into Mythic with. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. I'll see you all tomorrow. Those of you who'd like to continue watching, I'm jumping on Twitch now, and I'm going to probably be fiddling around with these two decks here. So if you want to get a sneak peek to tomorrow, come jump on Twitch, and you'll get to see me play these two right now before tomorrow's stream. But until then, thanks so much for watching. This is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.